Okay, hello everybody. Today I am bringing you another game of TA Escalation, this time a 3v3 on the map Extreme Corruption. I have never casted this map before, so I don't know exactly how it will play out. Green asking at the very beginning, what cheesy shit can we do to win? I applaud you, good sir. That is the right question. What cheesy shit can the players do to win on these 3v3 games? That is absolutely the correct question. And Kalteran here in the bottom left, the Neon Green Core Commander going K-Bot first. Here in the red is Krogoth, whose games we have casted in the past. An old pro, an epic player, and we will be looking forward to his performance in this particular match. And in the deep blue, Leet Quark, the ARM commander. Here in the top right, in orange, we have the ARM commander going K-Bot first, Korb. In Poop Brown, we have Stag Jr., but don't let his color fool you. He is actually quite a skillful player, and it looks like he may be building some titles here. Yeah, he will be building some title generators. So actually, let's build our own title and see how much energy we get on this map. And here in the top left, in dark green, in field green, we have Pulsor. He says Tidal 40. That is true. Tidal does give you 40 energy per second. That is an extreme amount of energy for a small investment of just, let's see, 80 metal. You will get 40 energy per second. That is certainly nothing to scoff at. And let's go ahead and speed this up. But I do want to say that I apologize that the player list is not functioning. I don't know why. Sometimes in these bigger games, the player list just crashes. So we will have to do the best we can, guys. Without it, ultimately, there are other things we can do to kind of compensate for the player list. For example, I can type in a command that will show me each player's metal and energy income. So Korb in the lead right now with 15 metal per second. We will try to keep an eye on that throughout the game, see which players are doing the best economically. Certainly in team games, that does play a huge role. You want to make sure that your team is in the lead. And also it kind of gives you an idea of the all-star players, the ones that have the highest income, generally are having the biggest impact on the game, but not always. But anyway, this map, Extreme Corruption, I've never casted it before, like I said. But it does have this kind of gauntlet area here in the middle, surrounded by two mountainous regions, one on each side. And that should make the middle a bit of an impassable terrain obstacle for each side, and so that might lend itself to longer games. As usual, I have not watched this replay because I don't like to spoil the outcomes for myself. I'm going to experience this game along with you guys, and we will watch how it unfolds as a team. And I'm very excited to see how this goes. This map does seem, like I said, to be one in which the games might go on for a longer duration. But yeah, Krogoth here with this army of AKs and his teammates with armies of Pee-wees and AKs are going to push through the middle and run into a wall of enemy K-Bot infantry units and some flashes. And wow, this is quite a battle. So many colors. I feel like I'm looking at a crayon box. This is very pleasing to the eyes if you ignore all of the chaotic explosions and carnage happening around the map. But in the meantime, the brown player, Stag, is going to be getting some bombing done. I don't know how much he got accomplished there. It doesn't look like he killed too much. Maybe a couple metal extractors, but nothing too devastating. But in the meantime, yeah, Krogoth will be pushing through here with a few AKs left over from that earlier engagement. And here we have the Metal Corpse Graveyard. Moment of silence for all our dead comrades. They fought and died valiantly, everybody. Their deaths will not be in vain. Here we go in the mid. Green with a couple of AKs, but those will be cleaned up, no problem. And good lord, Orange has rushed T2 at a incredible speed. He, how did he do that? We are 11 minutes into the game. Well, I guess he's not the only player. In fact, several players on T2 at this point, but some players still on T1, such as Krogoth. And it's a bit hard to even keep track of whose units are whose because of this multicolored clown fiesta happening in the middle at the moment. But I will try to keep tabs on which team is which. And let's see. Orange pushing down into the southern portion of the map with some Pee-wees, but they're probably not going to get too much accomplished, I would think. And let's see, what else is going on? Some flashes here on this mountainous ridge to the east, taking out some metal extractors and defenders. And now the Zeus's from Korb finally making it to the southern portion of the map. And Zeus's are no joke, especially early on. Typically, though, we see Mavericks at the beginning, so Korb being a little unorthodox here. Maybe he refuses to build Mavericks on principles. He wouldn't be the first person, but no, as I say that, he will contradict me and build a Maverick. But he will run into this line of levelers. And levelers, not the best counter to Mavericks, but yeah, Krogoth had so many that he did ultimately take out that single Maverick. But yeah, more Mavericks to come. And Pulsar now building a Guardian. Here near the middle, Guardian, a very good defense for these types of games where you're constantly clashing in the middle of the map. The Guardian is awesome fire support with a massive range and an AoE ability. Unlike those laser towers, which can only hit one target at a time, the Guardians hit in an AoE, and when they're upgraded to the Tech 2 version, the Toaster or the Ambusher, they are even more which he is going to do immediately. He's going to immediately upgrade this Guardian to an Ambusher, and they are just an awesome defense. They take out T1 units, especially in large swaths, with a massive AoE at a huge range. And yeah, if he can finish this in time and they can just kind of hold the middle, that should give the North team some pretty good defensive advantage. or some defensive power, because yeah, one ambusher can make a huge difference in these, especially early game fights. But even on T2, it is very powerful. It can tear through T2 units just as easily as T1, and we'll have to see if he gets that done. In the meantime, a little army of Freakers here in the bottom left, belonging to Kal Terran. The Freaker, I believe, is the core kind of raiding K-bot. They are designed to get past your opponent's defenses and get into their economy or production line and wreak havoc with their short-range laser weapons. They aren't very good for actual combat. They don't really want to be engaging in combat. But what they do want to do is get past their opponent and get into their economy and just do that effective raiding and harassment if they can. Krogoth just kind of taking over the middle here with geos galore. And here in the bottom right, Quark building some Fidos and just kind of fortifying his northern position. Krogoth telling his allies Mavs and Spiders a lot. So yeah, Krogoth having a glimpse there of what his opponent is doing, or what his opponents are doing, excuse me, and the flavor of the day seems to be Stag Jr., Spiders, and Mavericks, a very potent combination. Mavericks, one of the highest DPS units in the entire game, and Spiders can paralyze their targets, making them easy sitting ducks for those Mavericks. Mavericks not having the most health, but those Spiders can paralyze their targets, and the Mavericks can quickly tear them apart with their two guns, their two revolvers. But here come those Freakers. Again, Freakers not the greatest in direct combat, and those will melt almost instantly, so not really sure what Kal Terran was thinking there. Freakers are not designed for that kind of combat scenario, and they will be dispatched with ease by these Mavericks almost instantaneously. Pulsar asking, Pulsar being the dark green player, asking when is nuke ready. Can't tell if he's being facetious here or if they actually have a nuke. But yeah, one Maverick making it through, but he won't get anywhere. But no, he wasn't being facetious. They did have a nuke, but yeah, Kal Terran with that anti-nuke, he was prepared. He was ready for that eventuality. And yeah, there are two repulsors here, owned by Korb. And a big fight in the middle. Mavericks, Rockos, and Bulldogs coming from the north side, and in the south we have Fidos. And we have some Zeuses, and we have a lone Punisher. But those Bulldogs will most likely take that out without much problem. And these Mavericks going to break through. They are going to take out that metal extractor and probably some defenders. And yeah, overall the north team getting through to the south side, but they will run into some sumos now, and sumos are notoriously difficult to kill. They have a ton of health and a large range, and they are slow as hell, but they do act as a veritable wall, a veritable walking fortress that makes any push, any kind of direct frontline engagement into a kind of disastrous catastrophe, because they are just very hard to deal with, especially if all you're building are bulldogs. And so typically you just want to move around these sumos. If you can avoid them, that's good, because they are slow, or having some kind of long-range answer. Ooh, nice tactical nuke there from, I believe this was Kalterin. That neutralizer getting some work done there at the entrance to the northern base, the northern side of the map. But as I was saying, yeah, these sumos need specialized counters to deal with. You cannot just throw things at them. That's not how it works. You will need something to outrange them. Here we go, another tactical nuke, but that will be stopped. Kalterin now on 2 fortitudes, 2 anti-nuke structures, and that should be more than enough to stop the aggression of these 2 repulsors. Anti-nukes in escalation do build faster, I believe, than do tactical nukes, so on equal numbers, anti-nukes will always gather a stockpile more quickly and prevent those tactical nukes from doing anything that falls within the radius of the anti-nuke structures. So, yeah, the northern team being very cheeky with these couple repulsors, but the southern team was prepared. And overall, this game will continue, I think, as normal. The northern team now building their own protectors, building those anti-nukes, because they do know now that Kalterin has built this neutralizer, and this neutralizer can be quite annoying, at the very least. They could take out anything within its range, is potentially susceptible. So let's look at what the players are doing back at home. Pulsar now going to T3. And Korb already on T3, building a Marauder. So we'll have to see how that goes. Quark, he's on T2, building Mavericks, it looks like. And yep, Krogoth's still on T2. It does look like the bottom team is still on T2, and the top team has at least one player on T3 and another one heading there. So is the top team ahead? Let's go ahead and check the income. Korb at 132 metal per second, and Kalterin at 130. So Korb and Kalterin on relatively equal economy in terms of metal, but Korb seems to be doing more with it by advancing to T3. That is going to give him a huge advantage as this game continues. Let's check that one more time. Oh, see, yeah, this isn't right. I think the players might have been reclaiming. Stag on 134. So, Stag, yeah. No, that's Pulsar. Stag was the brown player, right? Yeah, Stag on T3 Air. So all three of the top players now on T3 are moving to T3. Ooh, let's slow this down. There is a large battle in the mid, and this one does include T3. We've got some Marauders in the mix. The Marauders, nope, by the looks of it, these T3 rocket K-bots, they will shoot a large volley of rockets at a decent range. So good fire support there. Not the most powerful T3 units, certainly, but also not the most expensive either. These Marauders will contribute to the fight, but they will not win the fight on its own. Stag, the brown player, has made the observation that if the southern team had decided to push with their current army, that the northern team would crumble, that the southern's forces would simply sweep through into their base. That does make sense to a degree because the northern team has been much more greedy. They all went to T3, so they invested their resources into a higher tier of technology, which does make you vulnerable usually. When you make that huge tech leap, you do so at the expense of creating an army. So, but the southern team doesn't seem to know or be aware of the fact that they are so far ahead in terms of army composition here, and that if they were to attack, they might just win the game. So, that may have something to do with a lack of scouting. I really haven't seen any scouts, any air scouts coming from the southern side at all this game. There may have been a few, but I just haven't seen it. Only one player so far even going air on the southern side, which would be Quark. And here in the north, T3 Air on behalf of Stag. And T3 Air is a treat that we don't get to witness very often. So certainly I'm very excited to see how this T3 Air plays out in this game. Will it make the difference? Will it ultimately win the northern team in the game, or does the south side have some kind of strategy to deal with it? Certainly they have air defense. They've got some defenders scattered here and there, but the thing is, T3 Air is very hardy and very difficult to kill, and defenders are a cheap T1 anti-air defense. That alone simply will not be enough, I think, to stop these Tempests from simply flying into the vicinity of the southern base and inflicting untold havoc on the South's unsuspecting side. I would assume that the South isn't even aware that Stag is on T3 Air, because if they were aware of that, they would be making more of an effort to bolster their anti-air defenses. But as of now, I don't see any anti-air units being built. No, not even freedom fighters, not even anti-air fighters, which are the usually the most effective way to defend against air, is the anti-air units, the anti-air fighters. But yeah, again, the South team just probably not realizing that they had a window of opportunity where they could have potentially pushed forward and won the game. They just haven't had the scouting, the proper scouting intel to make that observation and know that the northern team has been very, very greedy with their resources and has chosen to move on to Tech 3, which will give them a large advantage, as I said before, as the game goes on, but temporarily it will put them behind. But every second that the southern team does not push forward and does not use this T2 army, they are going to get further and further behind. But as I say that, the bottom team now moving on to T3. But yeah, so far behind there. They are moving to T3, but they took their time to do it compared to the northern team, and that is going to give the northern team a huge advantage. I think here. Stag already on 3 Tempest. These are nothing short of awesome. And does the southern team even have an answer? That's the question. The North now building. They finished a Big Bertha. Now they're going to build a the Buzzsaw. The upgraded Bertha. And this should be in range of most of the southern team's base. Certainly their defenses here. If he can use that chainsaw to take out the southern team's base, their defenses here, that could be quite an effective way to break open a hole, which will allow these T3 units, which are currently being built, to push through the middle with impunity. But in the meantime, these Marauders just trying to get some harassment done at a range. And a Gorgon walking down into the middle. And as of now, working on this chainsaw, and this chainsaw could, once completed, carve quite a hole into the middle there. This Gorgon, this AoE, EMP, I think, kind of unit. But on its own, I don't know if it can break through here. Certainly very powerful, to be sure, and the southern team having a hell of a time dealing with it. Let's slow it down here. But yeah, that Gorgon definitely going to get some work done, and live to tell the tale. It will walk out of there, it seems. So yeah, that Gorgon inflicting untold damage to the southern team's army, and now we have this massive flying armada of construction aircraft to slowly repair this Gorgon. I think it's hard to say how long it will take, but yeah, sooner or later that Gorgon should be back to full health, and then perhaps it can make its second run back into the middle and attempt to get even more harassment done. But yeah, in the meantime, the players here in the back continuing to upgrade their expansions, upgrade their economy rather, and Kalterran will build this arbitrator. Oh boy, oh boy, oh, where's that missile gonna go? Okay. That was a little scary. The Gorgon now making a second path down the middle, taking out even more units. And as the Gorgon gets veterancy, it will become even stronger and harder to kill. This arbitrator does have something to say about it though, and it will launch that long-range tactical nuke straight at the Gorgon. But will it be enough? This thing is very damn hard to kill, and there are plenty of units, lots of sumos shooting at it, and an annihilator. It may not make it away this time. It is very low. Can the southern team kill this Gorgon in time? Ooh, nice shot there by the arbitrator, and here comes in an Aurora. Boom! Oh my god, I have never seen one of those before. It's just like a massive bomber. Oh, that's so fucking awesome. Ugh. Pardon my language. What a sight to behold. That is like a T3. Oh. Look at the destruction. Oh my god, dude. Each payload like dropping a an army of of tactical nukes. Have you ever seen something so awesome, like, in your life? Legitimately. I don't have words. Unreal. What the hell did we just see? That was fucking awesome, dude. That thing was like just a regular bomber, but, you know, 50 times as much health and dropping little nukes for a payload. But oh man, to add insult to injury, we now have some kind of long-range plasma cannon, and ooh, a Raptor as well. So yeah, the Southern team is in trouble, real trouble. Is there anything that they can do to bring themselves back into this game? The Northern team just seems to be in a great position. Now having these long-range plasma cannons bearing down on the army of the Southern team. The Gorgon, he says, with 255 kills. That is unheard of. 255 kills from this one massive, godly T3 walking monster of death. And oh my god, they just can't kill it. They just cannot deal with this Gorgon. Are they finally going to get it? Oh, the arbitrator shot will finish it. It took forever, but their problems are far from over, because now there is a Raptor moving down the mid, and the Raptor, arguably even stronger, more powerful, and more of a threat than even the Gorgon was. Now we have these Tempests moving down as well, 3 of them. And there's just not enough air defense in the world to stop these, essentially what look like T3 gunships. They will get close to their targets and then unleash an endless barrage of homing missiles at their targets. And to be honest, I don't see any air defense at all. Maybe a few pulverizers, that's just not going to cut it. And these Tempests, ooh, disgusting. What else can I say? Calterin telling the chat, "You're all assholes." I tend to agree with that. The Northern team has been very cruel in this game. Very bad-mannered, I have to say. This has been quite a dominating performance. Yeah. These Tempests, they just can't kill them. They're continuing to drop their endless missile payloads. And yeah, just looking at the map, it's not looking so good for the Southern team anymore. And yeah, they are in a lot of trouble. As the northern team continues to put pressure on them, another tactical nuke here. Doesn't look like that hit much though. But yeah, now a demolisher. The ARM T3 railgun vehicle. And guys, this just isn't looking so good for the South. I don't really know what they can do to get back into this game. But I would pay money to see another Aurora. He is working on one, it seems. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. We only got to see the tail end of that one, but it took out 4 fusions for its trouble. And here comes another. Let's slow it down. We have to savor these moments. Oh no. So many flat guns, so much air defense in this part of the map. They will kill it. I mean, how many flaks are we talking about here? We got 5 there, another 5 there, we got 1 here, and plenty of defenders. Yeah, Keltaran has gone all out on air defense to try to stop these, but I don't think, I don't think Stag knows that here on the eastern side, there's not nearly as much of air defense, especially here at the bottom. There's hardly any at all. No, I take that back. We have some flaks. But, yeah, here comes another Aurora to ruin the day of the southern team. And every bombing run, so devastating. Oh, man. What do you do? Oh, God, what do you even do? It's not right. It's not right. But, yeah, also, as if that were not bad enough, the northern team now sending a squad of Raptors into the mix, and these, this is the ARM equivalent of the Krogoth. It's the ultimate T3 K-Bot weapon. It's really having no weakness, good against everything, good against large, powerful, tanky targets, and also good against swarms of units as well, and they have these massively fast-firing missiles. The northern team attempting to get a brawler raid done there, but that's probably not going to do much. But as I said, these Raptors kind of good against any type of threat. And in the meantime, another Aurora coming down to ruin the day of the southern team. These relentless Aurora bombing runs. You know, I was going to say annoying, but I really don't think that does it justice. It's more than just annoying. It's absolutely devastating. Each one of those Auroras seems to be inflicting massive economic damage to the opponents of Stag, and yeah, these Raptors going to tear through this Cerberus like it's made of paper, melt it like butter, and I have to say, this probably hasn't been the closest game, but it has been a pleasure to watch. The carnage. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to be on the southern team. I will tell you that much. The Southern team seems to have been having a difficult time all game long, but they did have a timing window. Like Stag pointed out, if they had attacked for about 5-10 minutes there in the middle of the game, they might have been able to win, or at the very least inflict massive economic damage on their opponents. But now it might be too late. And in fact, it's almost certainly too late. These Raptors moving down into the heart of Quark's base. And there's just nothing here to really stop these monsters. I can't tell how much health they have from here, but what I will inform you is that it is an ungodly amount. It's more than you can even fathom, and it's more than a group of brawlers will be able to deal with anytime this century. So yeah, those Raptors definitely going to clean up the remainder of Quark's base. And yep, Kalteran resigning, and Quark also going to bow out. So very amusing game, I have to say. It wasn't the closest, but that was partly because the South team didn't push their advantage when they had it. But overall, very fun to watch, and some interesting T3 units I had never seen before. So awesome game, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.